Do you like having software that isn't 5 years old? Well, if so, you might want to steer clear of Debian and Ubuntu and anything that you type the letters A, P, T into when you want to install something. Exhibit A, Node.js. Version 12.21. You want to know how old 12.21 is? Fuck, shit. Well, I'll show you how old Node.js 12.21 is. Node.js 12. Maintenance. Its end of life is next year. Why have the Debian maintainers shipped version 12 of Node when its end of life is next year? You want to know how old version 12 is? Look at this. You know a cool thing that they implemented in JavaScript that basically every single browser supports now? It's called the nullish coalescing operator. When something is similar to null, it will return the value to the right instead of the value to the left. It's very similar to a ternary operator, but it is very cool, and it is very nice. And also there's another thing, optional chaining. It's also similar to the nullish coalescing operator, and I believe they are both in the same sort of thing. They were both introduced in the same at the same time. You might be wondering, well, does I just realized I didn't actually show the support, the release schedule. Yeah, Node.js 12, end of life next year, April of next year. So yeah, nullish coalescing, incredibly useful feature. Say you have a value that is equal to null, so maybe like let x equal null. And let's say we don't actually know if x is equal to null or not, and if x is null, then we want to pass along a empty string, or like a string that says error x is null. This is just a little example. But we can't do this because we're on version 12 of Node.js that expires next year. And also optional chaining, yeah. So this is incredibly useful. Basically, if you have a chain of like this dot this dot this, if any link in that chain is null, it'll just like stop. So let's say if we have like let's see, object dot property dot property 1. Let's say property is null. Now we don't want JavaScript to access property 1 of null because that will cause an error, and the only way to solve this without optional chaining is to create a very, very ridiculous series of ternary operators and if statements and a bunch of like bullshit basically. What optional chaining allows us to do is basically say if this is null, then just skip all of this and return null. We can't do this though because it thinks we're going to do a ternary operator and is confused by the dot because it does not know what optional chaining is, because Debian and all of its children ship with a version of Node.js that expires next year. So yeah, that does it for my little rant on apt. It sucks. If I didn't have an NVIDIA card, I would instantly install Alpine Linux. But yeah, have a great day, and don't install Ubuntu.